The Delta State women's basketball team is the team to beat in the Gulf South Conference right now. That's because the Lady Statesmen are the only undefeated team in the league with a perfect 8-0 record. The DSU women recently welcomed North Alabama and Union to Walter Sillars Coliseum in Cleveland and sent both teams home with a loss. Let's see some highlights. On Thursday, January 16th, it was the Lady Statesmen taking on the Lady Lions. UNA scored quickly, but Delta didn't let it get out of hand in the first half. Seneca Walton with a turnaround jumper about 7 minutes in. The score is tied at 8 apiece. Becca Rux working the same side of the post here. She takes the feed from Kenesha Henry. The ball gets tossed around, so Rux kicks it out, but takes it right back. Banks in the score. Lady Statesmen holding a slim 2-point lead. The inside game working well against UNA. Chattisy Hickman drives, tosses the ball over the defenders to Maisha Stewart. She scores easily. First half is winding down. Shanae Govan on a fast break gives it to Ashley Brown. Lady Statesmen pull ahead a little bit and lead 31-22 at halftime. Let's go to the second half. Walton calling for the ball. She gets it. Nice hook shot there. Delta up by 9. Here's the rebound. It gets away from Walton, but Hickman is there for a little help. DSU up 42-33 now. Speedy is Govan, and she breaks the pressure quickly on the inbounds, comes flying down the court, dishes to Walton. Delta State's lead continues to grow. 5'3" Govan, not someone you want to relax on. She drives, tosses in the score. It's a 12-point lead now for the Lady Statesmen, and Delta State goes on to beat North Alabama 63-59. Head coach David Midlick says winning at home is key.
If you want to be successful in the conference, you have to hold serve at home, and you have to win your games at home. And every coach is going to preach that, and then you try to steal a few on the road. And we were fortunate enough this week to win 2 at home.
Saturday, January 18th, brought Union University to Cleveland, one of the newest members of the Gulf South. In the first half, Randy Ball sets a screen for Hickman. She dribbles off it, passes back to Ball, who is free and clear to the bucket for a score. Lady Statesmen down 1 early on. And Lady Statesmen looking to hit Walton on the post. Can't quite get the bounce pass in, so Brown goes over the defenders. Walton gets it in that way. Delta still down by 1 point, though. Halftime of this one is a tie game, but not a lot of scoring. Each team has just 18 points at the break. In the second half now, Walton cuts to the foul line, turns around, nails the jumper. Delta out to a 5-point lead now. Seneca again grabs the rebound, power dribble, turn, and shoot. Lady Statesmen up 37-33. The girls here are just kind of hanging out at the foul line, having a good time, but this is actually an inbounds play. Nissa Jackson passes into Walton. This one, a long 2. It is good. Just a 2-point lead for DSU, though. This one goes down to the final minutes. Chelsea Rhodes passes into the paint to Ball. She cuts through the D to score. DSU women stay unbeaten in conference play with a 57-51 win over Union.
Tough teams. Both of these teams, North Alabama and Union University, right at the top of the conference last year. They not only didn't lose anybody, they added some pieces as well, so we knew they were going to be tough games, and just extremely proud of the team, especially on the defensive end. Some stuff didn't go for us offensively in both of these games, but we stayed in the game on the defensive end and ended up making enough shots in the second half to win.
Between the North Alabama and Union games, Walton scored 40 total points. It was a season high and impressive 26 against Union, where she missed only 4 shots from the field.
Can't say enough about both of the games from her. We tell her to go to work, and we want to dump the basketball inside to her, and she did it. And she's very difficult to guard. And what's tough about her as well, too, is she's a good passer out of the post if you double team her. So, you know, her at her size, for do what she does underneath, I just can't compliment her enough at how well she played both Thursday and tonight. Well, we put in a few new wrinkles, and I think it helped us some in the second half to get her the basketball instead of her just going from side to side and trying to get the basketball, going against double teams and people helping. We tried to set some screens for her and get her the basketball in some different positions because good things happen when the ball's in her hand.
8 games into conference play, 8 wins have not come easy for the Lady Statesmen, but Coach Midlick is pleased with his team's performance to this point in the season.
Cannot complain one bit. To be undefeated in conference with such a good conference this year, I think every team for the most part is better than they were last year. Couldn't be prouder. I mean, we've talked about we need to continue to find motivation, continue to get better. These other teams are getting better. We're going to face them a second time after we go make this Valdosta and West Florida swing, and we've got to get better at a lot of different things.
Delta is getting ready to enter the second half of the season, and though the team has a target on its back, an undefeated record is a confidence booster.
It shows that you can play with these teams and have a chance to compete and win those games, and you don't take it for granted that you win a game. It's extremely difficult to win any college basketball game, let alone in conference with as good of teams and players and coaches there are. So we're just going to try to continue to get better.
Next up for Lady Statesmen basketball, it's the longest trip of the season. It's the swing to Valdosta State and West Florida. Head coach David Midlick says it's like a business trip to him, and that's how he's going to treat it. By the way, Delta State is the westernmost school in the Gulf South Conference, and Valdosta State is the farthest east. It's about a 10-hour trip between the two. You can listen to the games at West Florida and Valdosta State on our website, GoStatesmen.com. Look for game recaps there too. For Delta State Athletics, I'm Katie Smith.